Once again, a pleasant afternoon to all attendees. On behalf of Apex Global, we warmly welcome you all. Thank you for joining us in this session. Today, we will be exploring how data science enables businesses to move from generic customer interaction to tailored experiences, understanding the technical aspects of predictive analysis and machine learning, among many others. Today, we are privileged to have Miss Maggie Saavedra Castillo, with over 6 years of experience in developing data science solution to business problems and analyzing customers' behavior through data exploration. Miss Maggie brings a vast amount of knowledge and a wealth of experience or expertise to today's webinar. Good afternoon, Miss Maggie. It's nice to see you again.
Good afternoon.
So, moreover, we also do have something special for all of you, the Engagement Star Challenge. Next slide, please. I want you to keep attention focused during the session as we have an exciting surprise in store for you towards the conclusion of this webinar. You might be curious about the details of this challenge. So, to put it simply, guys, we organize three engaging activities for today's learning session. The first is the interactive polls, where participants are encouraged to participate to or throughout the session, bringing them closer, earning the title of the engagement star. Additionally, we have the Share Your Thoughts Challenge, where attendees can engage in real time discussion by responding to on the spot questions coming from our subject matter expert. And last is the Share the Spark activity, where the participants have the opportunity to take the knowledge insight gained from this webinar and share them on social media by using hashtag AGDX Data Science while also tagging Apex Global page. The most creative and impactful share will receive a special reward. But guys, please take note that only participants who will complete all three activities will be eligible for the prizes that I'll announce later at the end of our session. So without further ado, it won't take long. May I request Miss Maggie Castillo to get started? Thank you.
Thank you, Hannah. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Let me just start sharing my screen. Okay. Can you guys see my screen now? Just wanted to confirm before I proceed. Okay, great. So, welcome. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us this afternoon. I know it's a short session, but I've hopefully you'll be able to learn something new today. So, um, amongst all applications where data science could actually be used, we focused on, I wanted to share with you something that's, I think, relatable for each one of us where data science is being applied. So, data science for personalized customer journey. So, throughout this 1 hour session, we'll be talking about personalization in customer experiences. What's the role of data science, on this case, predictive analytics and machine learning for personalized customer journey. We're gonna show you some sample case studies where this is being applied, and how are this affecting our daily lives. And then of course we're gonna have some time for the question and answer portion as well. All right. So as mentioned today, we live in a day of where data is coming into a different data systems vastly, and because of the data that are available to us, our customer are actually expecting us to understand their wants and needs based on those footprints.
So
And
let's go to the model and
all right, I
Apologies
think
for that. Go ahead, Miss Maggie.
all right. And personalized customer experience gives each client a unique, or so kind of tailored, fitted messages, offers, suggestions, and more. Um, we also think that instead of treating clients as a generic audience or a section, or sometimes we call it segments of customers, we sees them as a distinct people with particular interests and preferences. So, and that applies to us, and we can relate because we are also customers who wanted to be offered with something that is relevant to us. So, why is it essential for us to have a personalized customer experience? And we can maybe see that our emails are, full of offers from different businesses, and we're not, most of it we might not be opening at all. So there's a lot of, things that are offered to us, and we don't put up with it anymore, and then just ignoring it. So instead, we want, they want the business to understand the requirements, and identify them and customize their interactions. So that's why personalization frequently either makes or breaks the customer experience. Of course, we wanted to personalization to, to help us and make the business succeed. And how the personalization actually, what's the importance of personalization in our businesses. So there can be a lot of importance depending on the application. So it can build loyalty to our customer, increase customer retention rate, understand customer expectation, gives businesses a competitive advantage, increased customer satisfaction, improved efficiency, increased revenue and profits, a rise in order quantity, and reduce product returns. So those are just, and all of those, as you can see, is kind of related to marketing and, again, customer journey. And we're gonna, go through that journey later on this webinar. All right. So now that we know that personalized customer journey is essential or important for us, of course we need data to do that. And how much data are we even willing to provide to get to get personalized offers or experiences. So, based on a survey that was conducted by Salesforce, 76% of those who participated in the survey provide more data if the result is a better customer experience. Who wouldn't want that, right? So, and then 83% customers prefer to be treated like a unique individual rather than just a number. So, it in 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 summary, most of our customers, as mentioned, is willing to give more information as long as there is a return and a better experience for them. So what's the challenge? The challenge is the consumer or our customer or even us, our expectation are changing depending on the, products that we are interested with, or services that we wanted to avail. And of course, competition is also there. It's becoming more advanced, as we and technologies are arising as well, which also affects the competition of whatever businesses that we have. And then we also have the data. The data is increasingly available, and what are we gonna do about it? So that's why we use data science, and we call it data science because it's based on data to personalize the customer journey or experience. Okay, so what are these three approaches of personalization? First, so there are actually three approaches. The first one is explicit personalization. Explicit personalization is where brands understand consumer interests by considering the age, the location, hobbies, foods, basically the usual information that you're sharing with your social medias, holiday destination when offering services or goods. Another approach is the implicit personalization, where a company uses customer browsing history, CRM systems to anticipate customer interest, track previous transactions, and predict potential purchases or services. So this might be common when, when you browse, for example, you're searching for a phone, an iPhone, for example, and then later on you will see that there are a lot of offers already in your Instagram or Facebook where phones are appearing. So as simple as that, all those searches and websites that you went into could actually be used to do some personalized campaigns for you. And then lastly, conceptual personalization, the categorization of consumer services. Oh, sorry, Hannah, are you raising your hand?
Hi, Miss Maggie. Sorry to cut. Ma'am, someone from the participant would like to ask if do we have tools, software for data science?
Yes. Actually, I'll be talking about that later on. So if of course we're gonna tackle that, and I will hold myself from answering that yet, so we can discuss it later. Okay. All right. So moving on, going back to the conceptual personalization, this is the approach where we use location, though there is a location and explicit personalization, for example, where I live, my address, and all that. But for the conceptual personalization, it's really based on um your current location. So for example, you go to a place and there can be you open your Bluetooth in your phone, and you will find out that there will be a notification that's sent out to you that, hey, there's a good restaurant near the area. So those kinds of marketing strategies or personalization are are also implemented currently. So before I go through the other content, I wanted to ask as well the participants here on this webinar, what is your personalization approach? Or, for example, if you're part of a company, what is the personalization approach that your company is taking um, mostly, if not all? Which one are, if you're using all of this, which one is actually effective to you? Can you maybe put it on the chat box? That would really help.
Or you may use the reaction button if you guys want to
Or,
answer. Yeah.
yep, you can also raise your hand. Implicit. So Jeremy says implicit. Christine says we're doing mostly implicit and explicit personalization. Okay, explicit, explicit, explicit. Well, that's yes. That's actually expected. Because of course, personalization might have some, additional investments needs to, or technology requirements before you can actually do this. But all right, thank you very much for your answers. That's really great to know. All right. Okay. So now that we have talked about different approaches, let's maybe take a look into a sample customer journey. So on this sample customer journey, this is the usual the from awareness to interest, consideration, purchase, retention, and advocacy. But across this journey from the awareness of whatever product you're offering until the advocacy, there can be a lot of elements into that. So for example, to build awareness, you you have a PR, or maybe advertisements, words of mouth, all of those. But it can usually in the customer journey, it happens throughout, and you don't even know when to use a specific channel in the specific phase of your customer journey. So this is the typical customer journey. And let me just look at the chat box. Okay. All right. So someone also says they are already using conceptual personalization and explicit approach. That's good. That's actually good to know. Okay. So personalization throughout the customer journey. There are different questions that we also wanted to answers. So the first one that we might wanted to answer is if the customer encounters more than one of the elements that seen on the chart a while ago, which order do they follow? So sometimes depending on the company and depending on where you're when what team you belongs to, right? There can be different elements on the specific part of the journey. Second is how do they usually find for the first time? Is it through your paid advertisement, just like the one that you're seeing either in billboards or commercials, and in what platform. So sometimes it's social media, or maybe, as mentioned, billboards is also different platform. Do they already know your brand or order directly via mobile application? So you also need something to think about, the awareness of your customer with your brand or your product. Do they check out your newsletter or order your service via your website? So, we also need to think about, in my customer journey, are they using the website, or are they using other platforms to buy my services or products? So those are just questions that you need to consider throughout, thinking about the customer journey. All right. So first, let's have maybe do a quick poll. So just for me to also have an idea, and thank you for launching the poll, Neha. So a poll has been launched. We wanted to know whether which of these following do you think is the most cost common customer encounter instigate before making a purchase. So it's either what you think in general, or maybe you can also answer it based on your own experience. Okay, so we're having lots of responses here. So far, we have social media post as the number one instigator for purchase. Another one is web searches. The second one is web searches. We have the mobile app browsing, paid ad. And what I actually observed from this poll is that um, email and newsletter loyalty scheme messages are the least type of channels where that actually triggers a customer purchase. So that's actually good to know. Online chats, some also answered offline advertisements, television, billboards, radio. Okay. All right. So as you can see, and this might be also a good insights, right? So mostly what triggers a purchase is via the marketing, um via advertisements that are maybe showing on your social media posts, and web searches, maybe that's either intentional or part of when you are researching, it's part of the ads that are coming out into the website where you are reading into. And then mobile app browsing. Okay, so let me just, maybe let's I'm not sure how to remove the poll now, but I think we got everyone's responses already. All right, so hold on. So moving on, sources of data to understand customer journey. So of course, data science wouldn't be data science if we don't have the data. So we need to know what are the different sources of data where we can actually get information, and not just information but relevant information for for us as a business, and um, what we can use to attract more customers in our either websites with our products. So first one, we have customer surveys. So sometimes, and this is very common, like if you are launching a new product or a new service, so you do a survey to your customer how much they like a specific product or service, and then that would be your basis on, like a sampling technique. You do surveys, and then you will have an idea if you're going to launch a product in a wider scale, what would be your expected return. Another way of to source data would be the CRM system. This is your company customer relation management systems. We can also get data from advertising platforms like Google AdWords, so that those types of data sources can have additional fee, because those are paid platforms. And then we also have another way would be the party marketing channels, including social networking platforms like Facebook. You wanted to get information from Instagram or even TikTok. So I don't use that that specific social media, but I think a lot of people are already using that. Marketing automation tools. We can also, do pay some marketing automation tools to get data from our customers. Email marketing. So another way for us to get another data is email marketing. Like for example, for the specific email type that we're sending to our customer, how much is the percentage of those who responded, read, or even ignored your emails. And then lastly, customer loyalty programs. So these are the cards that you are availing, like for example, if you have a car and or you have a loyalty card with a gas station where you usually buy your gas, then that's part of the loyalty program because they will have a data of you when you usually go to the gas station to fill the car, and what time, what day in a week do you usually go to the gas station. So those kinds of different sources of data sets you can use, and then you can just combine it together to understand better the customer journey. So maybe let's have a survey on what are your go-to sources for customer data. And then if you can maybe type it in the chat box. Let me just open the chat again. And then while waiting for your responses via chat box, give me just 1 minute. Let's gonna check something. Okay, so have responses. I can see some responses now. Some of you says you get your data via customer surveys and CRM systems. Some of you says social networking sites, Google Ad. Okay, that's good to know that some of you are also using paid platforms, email marketing, CRM systems, customer surveys and customer loyalty programs, customer surveys, social networking platform, and sometimes networking events or summits. That's actually good to know as well. And then we have JM says customer survey and CRM system. So as observed, thank you for all your responses. This is customer survey. And Jeremy says customer surveys and conferences. Okay. All right. So, again, it actually depends on the product or a service that you are offering to your customer on, where you can get the data to get more insights on about them. So, thank you. That's a really great insights. But now let's look at the key challenges with personalization. So 3 out of 4 customers says that they receive too many email promotion from the brand. So I already mentioned it to you that you may be able to relate on this because you might be one of the 3 out of 4 who received too many email promotions, but then just either ignore it or just it's you're sending in a daily basis, but nothing there has been opened by was opened, and go maybe some of you put a rule in your email inboxes that it will go straight to the spam folder. And then 69% have unfollowed a brand on social media, especially if it's too much. And I'm one of this, type of customer as well, that if I think that the page or the product that I am following is giving, so many information which is not relevant to me anymore, then I will unfollow. And sometimes when you are also given too much email, also if you're sending email, there is an option for you to unsubscribe. Thus, you will, so that the the spam or email, the offers will stop coming into your inbox anymore. So this is the key challenges. Like, how would we know whether the offers that we're doing is relevant, still relevant to our customers or not? Okay. So understanding the customer experience is crucial, but the big issue must be fixed first, which is complexity. So, what are those complexities? Data collection and silos. So, if you are part of a company who's selling products, like, for example, products that are consumed on a daily basis, like in a grocery store, for example. So your customer actually has a data stored in a POS system in a POS system in the grocery store, and um, but then this customer buying the same thing on the grocery store might have um might have a social media account where social media accounts, or maybe a group in a Facebook page where they actually, as their where they actually have a data as well on reason why they're buying the same products every time they go to a grocery store. So with that, like for example, you have a data on social media, but then it's not really linked on your behavior when you are buying those products already in the in store. So those are kind of a sample of siloed data collection. Incomplete customer profiles. So if if you are have been into stores where they and you buy something, like for example an appliance or whatever a product that you're buying, they will get information like your name, the usual information: name, age, where do you live, are you near the area. But sometimes we don't really answer all of the information that business wants to get from you. So that's why we have incomplete customer profiles. And then organizational silos. For example, if you're part of the organization big enough to have its own marketing team or finance team, procurement, different teams who's creating the content maybe of the social media, versus the data analytics team as well. So these different teams might be siloed in a way that data science team is creating their own way on how to understand their customers, but then the marketing team has their own way as well, and data that they're using in order to launch a marketing campaign. So those can actually exist in an organization as well. Tech stock, content management, and scalability, regulations and restrictions. It depends on the country um, where you are right now. And then outdated technology can also be a challenge. So of course, technology right now are um, you know is upgrading exponentially, and then sometimes you lost track and you're stuck with it, with a product or maybe a technology that you're using which isn't upgraded or will be outdated in the next few years. So those are also our challenges. So for example, I'm not sure if you're familiar, like SAP HANA is now SAP ECC will now be um kind of not really stop, but they are now in most of the companies are transitioning from that to cloud. So those kind of transition needs to happen because this technology are already there for how many years, but then they need to upgrade to cloud to make it faster. So yeah, those are just the sample complexities that can come up when it comes to data. All right, so let's maybe have a poll again. Like, which of the most challenging element for you in accessing your data? So we have four options. So Niha, if you can launch the poll, tell us about your most challenging element? Is it distilling data from the above sources and the defined customer journey, like the plot that I've showed you a while ago? Identifying which channels are very challenging to handle. Identify which channels are the one that contributes the most to someone purchasing decision. How can you adapt a user's journey by adding or removing channels to make the channel more efficient? Okay, so we got 18 responses now. Most of you says that distilling data from the above sources into a defined customer journey is the most challenging, which I totally understand. And then there's some also who says that how can you adapt a user's journey by adding or removing channels to make the channel more efficient? So that's your challenge. Um, and then there's also two responses for these two options here of identifying which channels are very challenging to handle. So they're having a hard time identifying which channel are hard to handle. Maybe it's not effective enough to attract more customers. Identify which channels are ones that contribute the most someone. There's also two there. Okay, so that's good to know. Okay. So let's try to I'm not sure later on maybe we can as we cover more content. Um we will maybe go through some methods, of course not into very deep because this is just 1 hour, on how we can help you, distilling data from different sources, and then define it in your customer journey. Okay. So first, let's talk first on the key challenges with personalization. Most common challenges is attribution modeling, which is this is one that is actually related to the challenge that you have um, voted a while ago. So attribution modeling, understanding which channel are the ones that contributes the most to someone's purchasing decision. And then the second is the journey restructuring, like how can you adapt a user's journey by adding or removing channels to make it more efficient. So as you can see here, there is a Gartner report about the customer resolution journey starting point. So 69.2% of our customers who eventually buy the product or eventually get the offers that we have, um, first went through a non-company owned channels. So for example, you have a store in Shopee or store in I don't know, Amazon's, that might be globally known as an online shopping app. So if you have a store in Amazon's and then you're doing some advertisement, either social media, it's saying that 69% doesn't actually go directly to your store, to your online store, right? 69% of your customer saw the ads from other channels. So in terms of customer resolution journey ending point, there is also a survey that was conducted again by Gartner. Um, Customer resolution journey ending point is going through the company owned channel. 67% goes to the company owned channels because these are, for example, if there is a returns in your product, or there are issues in the services that you are providing, that's the time that our customer actually goes straight directly to your websites or to your channels. Yeah. So as mentioned, the how there was a quest there's the challenge. There are four options in the challenges that was presented a while ago, and most of your response is that how can you map, like, distill the I can hold on. How can you distill data from the above source and define customer journey? So now we're if you remember the chart a while ago where there is a customer journey, but all the elements there are put into, not really well organized manner. Here, we'll show you an example on how data science could actually help our customer journey. The first one is awareness, where we have the PR, the radio, TV ads, online ads that includes online ads on the websites or social networking sites. And then we have consideration. So social ads meaning, my friend bought this product, then most likely I'll be buying this product because I trust my friend. So, and then email, reviews, blogs, media, direct mail. So those are can now be part of the consideration in the consideration phase of your customers. Okay. Oops. Sorry. I will just share my screen again. Hold on. All right. And then the second, the phase of customer journey is the purchase, where we have the website, contact center, store, web shop, and then we have the retention, or we have the loyalty program, newsletter on what's new, maybe blog, and then lastly, advocacy, which is where we can use social media or maybe words of mouth. All right, so now going to the data science part of it, and I know we only have 20 minutes of our time, but I'll try to tackle more content. So the solution is for the data science for marketing. We have we've actually listed five. There are actually more than just five where data science can be used for marketing. The first one is the Bayesian statistical modeling. It is an approach to statistically analyze that's based on the principle of Bayesian probability theory. In Bayesian statistical modeling, the goal is to update our beliefs or probabilities about our particular events or parameter based on the new evidence data. This is technical, but it simply says that we are going to update the understanding of what we have in our customer based on additional data that are coming into us. We also have what we call hidden Markov models. Hidden Markov models are a type of statistical model used for modeling sequences of data. They are particularly useful when dealing with time series, NLP, those are processing text data, speech recognition, bioinformatics, and various other fields where sequential data analysis is required. So another one is channel optimization. Um, again, talk about channels a while ago because this is really important for us in terms of customer journey. So channel optimization, we do have we can utilizing data science techniques like affinity analysis can better understand the customer type on optimal sales location. Okay. And then right now, I'll have another. I'm not gonna go through each of the details here, but there are four phases of sophistication curve when it comes to marketing sophistication curve when it comes to channel optimization. From you can see the plot on the right side where you have the channel execution, the channel optimization, and then you have the multi-channel marketing. This is the level where you have different channels already where you are interacting with your customers, and then the last is the cross-channel optimization. And why are we having this marketing sophistication curve? And it's because of the um, three different pain points that we wanted to address as marketers. So from acquisition to retention to growth, which is growth and retention, and then the win backs. For example, of course, you will have customers that will maybe um, default default to other brands or not using it anymore. So how can we win back those customers? So those are the usual pain points. All right, so if we can launch the poll again, we wanted to know your thoughts about what are the essential elements that you think is very important when it comes to multi-channel marketing. Is it dashboards or visualization, analytics? Is it accurate measurement of performance? Is it optimized channel mix, integrated unified marketing technology, marketing automation, or unified data? Oh, that's interesting. Um, I'm getting a lot of votes for dashboards and visualization and analytics. Second, in the line is the integrated unified marketing technology. Okay. Okay. That's good. All right. So we have a majority saying that dashboard visualization and analytics is the most essential elements for you. But let's maybe look at a survey that was conducted by Ascent research-based marketing. So what are the most essential elements on successful multi-channel marketing strategy? According to the survey, um, they said that accurate measurement of performance is the most essential element, and second on that one is the integrated unified marketing technology, and then the third is the dashboard and visualization and analytics. And maybe because this is because of the fact that dashboard and visualization, you know, is not as actionable as the accurate measurement is not as actionable if we don't have the accurate measurements and performance being shown on the dashboard. But that's just maybe me understanding the difference, right? Why accurate measurements of performance is the one that's coming up versus what you have chosen. Okay. There's another way data science techniques or that you can also use, which is the sentiment analysis. Sentiment analysis is just a text-based type of analysis where you can, based on the maybe post or the statements that they're using, you can know the feeling of your customer. And then maintaining customer loyalty as well. But I will not go delve very deep on this one, but maintaining customer loyalties, increasing lifeline value of your typical client is a more effective use of your marketing spend than just attracting new customers. Okay. um All right. So what is the role of predictive analytics and machine learning? So predictive analytics is just use of historical data, statistical algorithm, machine learning technique to to understand the future. That's predictive analytics. And machine learning is just a subset of AI, artificial intelligence, that focuses on developing algorithms specific for your data set in order to you know to to understand and build models that would model our customer. And these are the three different roles of predictive analytics. The growing need for efficient data analytics has led to integrating machine learning algorithm with predictive analytics. It can be utilized for business to enhance and discover new statistical patterns, and you can utilize it to gain competitive edge in the market. And these are the predictive analytics and machine learning key challenges that we have. And you might be able to relate with this one, especially if you're part of a big organization, like resistant to change, data quality issue, algorithm bias, overfitting, underfitting of training data if you are doing some machine learning algorithms, privacy and bias data, integration challenges, monitoring and maintenance, inadequate infrastructure, lack of skilled resources, choosing the wrong KPIs. And then these are different solutions that you can also use in terms of the data science for your customer journey, the from the pre-processing to model evaluation, explaining the features that are used in your AI algorithms, the privacy, the bias mitigation, proactive approach, and the measurement selection. Measurement selection is just selecting the right KPI to know whether you are doing successful with the if there is an improvement in your business, like how are you going to measure that with the help of data science. And earlier there was a question, what are the tools for data science that we can use? Different tools that has data science tools that can use in your marketing strategy or customer journey. So these are a lot, but I would say most of this one are paid. There are some that has you know um free version, but R and Python are some of the tools that you can start using because these two tools are totally free. But of course, we have SAS, TensorFlow, Spotfire, IBM, and you can maybe there's more than just what I have here on the screen. Okay, so some business cases or sample cases where customer journey are used effectively. First one, this my is very familiar with everyone. I don't know if there's someone in the call who doesn't know Netflix, but as you can see, Netflix is using the data, customer behavior, movie information, what are the different types of movies and affiliation as well, um, to to recommend a movie that you can watch. Another one is a Spotify. So if you can just there is an album there or a daily mix or a weekly playlist, weekly new weekly songs, new weekly songs that are available in there. Again, based on the music and the that you are already listening in the past. And then we also have Starbucks, who's also using personalized customer journey approach in reaching to their customers using the app. They launched actually an app not so long ago, and then also based on your loyalty card when you're purchasing in store. Facebook, I wouldn't say more because Facebook is, has most of the data that we maybe have when it comes to personalized data. And that's their basis on what advertisement are they going to show us on every time we browse our social media. Okay. Um, I think one of the most important part of this discussion is the how. Like, how are we going to implement data science in consumer-centric approach? I have listed here eight. We have listed here eight yes, not maybe steps, but approach that you can that you need to have in order to implement data science either in your company or within your team. So the first one is invest in customer data and analytics foundation. So the reason why we have this webinar, right? So understanding first what's the where can I use data science, and then investing into those platforms that I have showed a while ago, whether paid or freeware. Second is consider translators and advanced tech talent. So you need to invest on the right talent. So you can't just hire someone and who may be graduated and comsci and just expect that person to actually know what to do. So of course there is a bridge between a domain knowledge and a technical knowledge that needs to happen. So that's why we need to have some talents who can actually translate the technical component into a domain specific component of it. The third is build up an agile capability. So agile is very, talk of the town right now when it comes on the methods or program that needs to be used in implementing different either product development or on this case is the customer, journey development. The fourth is the automate customer experience solutions. So 71% of respondents agree that improved suite support has increased an importance of automation. So of course, if y- automation is already everywhere, if you go to the specific website on a specific product that you're purchasing, there might be some bot that are already answering you now. So those are the kinds of automated solutions that are already in place in different companies. So you might wanted to invest on that as well. Get personal with Gen Z. So this is just a distribution of how many percentage of millennials, Gen Xers, baby boomers, Gen Zs, customers that we have. Of course, this can vary depending on the product and services that we are offering. It then there might be some products where Gen Xers are more than just the baby boomers, so on and so forth. But I would suggest that get personal with Generation Z. Generation Z is the the younger ones, right? So the younger ones who knows what they're doing in terms of technology and who are actually usually using the technology to to purchase something, or and Generation Z as well are the young who can learn new things. There's more room for them to learn new things. So you might wanted to invest on those types of talent as well. Clustering is the key. Um, so clustering quality should always be prioritized over quantity, but in terms of personalization, clustering is word or segmentation maybe is more familiar term to you, that we can use as well for your for your data sets. Big data and small data. So what's the difference, right? So, we also have big data has been the is what we have right now based on the volume and the velocity of data that are coming into our systems. But of course, small data that doesn't mean that small data isn't important anymore. Like the survey type of a data set or small information that are in there that could actually have more meaning versus a big data where it's just a bunch of information that cannot be processed, and insights is really hard to get. And then lastly, um invest in upskilling. So if you feel like right now you don't have the skills enough to do some data science project, then I would suggest you invest in upskilling. Upskilling means you go through training, or you maybe wanted to learn new things I by yourself, though it's good, but it's also good to have a formal training with someone, with some experts in place, so that the expert could guide you on the right approaches and standard across all industries. And of course, to gain the confidence to make data driven decision, confidence on not just maybe on the data driven decisions, but gain confidence that, hey, I have taken these trainings. I'm confident that I'm already ready to take on projects related to data science moving forward. So as related to the upskilling, we are actually offering different trainings, and we can also like the data storytelling, the business intelligence and analytics foundation, product management practitioners, MS Excel advanced features. So these are the trainings that we are offering, but of course we can do some tailor fitted trainings for you depending on the focus of your upskilling journey as well. And there is an email and a website that you can go to if you wanted to inquire more on this one. Okay, so I think sorry for giving 5 minutes time for you, Hannah, but I can turn back the time to you. Hopefully it's enough.
Okay, Miss Maggie, thank you for that very informative learning session. It's really inspiring, actually, to, even us gain additional knowledge, especially with the attendees here right now. So before we reveal the prizes, and we're actually giving out a free personalization template that you guys can use later with your team and organization. Sneha will share a link for a quick survey before I open the floor. I believe participants here are um, has questions. So, Sneha, can we share the link?
There, yeah. So
Thank
you
you.
have the link.
Appreciate everyone if we could answer a quick survey. So while everyone or some of the people here are answering the survey, the floor is now open if you guys have question to Miss Maggie.
All right. So anyone who has questions, and don't worry, the prize, the announcement of the winner will be in a bit. So bear with
We
us.
already take screenshots, Miss Maggie, of those who are very active answering polls and then surveys, as well as people who will share what they learn through their social media by tagging Apex Global.
Oh, that's good. Okay. So any questions from anyone in the call? Feel free to raise your hand or just
Or
unmute
if you
yourself.
guys are shy to open your cameras and then unmute, you can use the chat box below if you have questions. I guess they're still answering Miss Maggie.
Yes.
Focus
Sorry
with
for
the
having
survey.
you multitask, but for that's important for you to complete the survey. Thank you very much.
So, while answering, maybe I could then Sneha, can you please help me open the slide for the prices? But floor is still open if you guys have question. You may chat your questions down below before we end the session. So as you can see, guys, we are thrilled to reveal the prices of the Engagement Star Challenge. Uh, the runner up, okay, for the three activities that we launched earlier, we will provide or give one free seat to our upcoming data storytelling this October 25 and 26. So that will be the prize for the run up. Well, the winner will receive two free seats to our upcoming MS Excel advanced training happening in December 18th and 19th. So the winner of these prizes will receive a confirmation email coming from our team. So kindly keep an eye on your email with or in the next 2 business days. Our team will send you or notify you with the details of your prizes. So before I continue, Miss Maggie, there is a question here. What will be the main challenges in big data and personalization? Thank you, Akshay. I hope I pronounced it.
Actualizing. Yes. Um. Well, in terms of the main challenges, I think I've discussed some of it already a while ago, but one challenge that we have is the data privacy. Because data are available, as mentioned, siloed into different platforms. But now, how can we then use those data set together in order to understand the customer journey if we are not allowed, to share data from one channels to another, right? But of course, there's a clause there. If you're able to overcome that challenge, then the next challenge that you will have is really on the skill. Like, how are you then going to create a model enough for you, the model that would allow you to, to have a model where um we are not generalizing the promos or maybe the offers that we're giving to our customers, because it could have an impact in terms of cost. So for example, right, so you don't want to give promos or discounts to all your customers, right? So that will be having a huge cost. So it's really more on um the challenge will really be having someone who knows what to do in terms of optimizing the offers, or the offers that you are going to make based on the recommendation on your data set. So but yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Seeing, can we access technology design for cross channel optimization? um I am not really, I think I'm not in the position to say if there is. I think there is. I would say there is a technology, but I'm not in the position to say what are these tools right now. And not sure. Maybe in Asia we're not that strict, but in Europe, there are already policies that doesn't allow them to do that any longer. Especially for those countries that are very sensitive for data privacy. What are the foundations that I should consider to start with data science? Oh, this is a really good question. In order for you to start with the data science, it depends on where you are right now. So, for example, you are, 0% knowledge on data science. You can consider the trainings that we are offering. Maybe you can start with the data storytelling. That's really good for you to understand first, like how to communicate with your audience and how to understand the data and communicate it with your audience. There's also a course called Business Intelligence and Analytics, but that's for kind of a bit of advance, where you will be taught on the tools and techniques and statistical modeling will be also introduced there, that you can use within your data set. So if I would answer the foundation, I think it's really just go to the training um, that we are offering. So
Are there any more questions? Oh,
same
one more from
question,
JM.
Tina. I am interested in the foundation. Yes, so as I've mentioned, you can, opt to enroll in the data science training or the business intelligence and analytics training. You know yourself better on when you are ready. Of course, we can maybe share with you the content of those trainings, so you will have better idea which course to enroll to. But if you think out of those four trainings that we have showed today is not enough, then you can also give us your feedback. Like, can you deliver this specific training for us? Then we can maybe talk through that as well.
Customize. Yeah.
Customized training can also be done.
Yeah, one more question, Miss Maggie, from Sir Jeremy. Can your services be applied to hospitals and pharma? Like, is it for training, sir?
Um, Jeremy, if you are referring to the training, yes. Um, companies. Yes, Jeremy, we are offering trainings, methods which can be used cross industries. So it's not something that right now. This is focused on customer journey. That's why all my examples are really on marketing because our customers are, mostly using our consumers. But when it comes to the training, we are gonna teach methods, but it will not be for the FMCG industry only, but can also be applied for hospitals or pharma.
I hope Sir Jeremy we answer or Miss Maggie answered your
Unless
question.
we, yeah, unless we misinterpreted your question.
But if you guys have other questions, you can actually reach out to your POCs coming from our team. I believe they're also here in the session. You can email them directly if you have other inquiries you want to direct to Miss Maggie, or you have training inquiries that could help you when it comes to your training requirements regarding to data visualization, data science, or anything. So, like what I promised earlier, I already announced the prices. I hope, or kindly wait for the email coming from our team who would be the winner of the free seats for our upcoming data science training. Sneha will actually share the link for the promised personalization template that you guys can use to you, I mean to you personally and to your team. um, that is our gesture of appreciation that we would offer by joining us to this 1 hour. I know it's a bit crunch. There are a lot of things to learn, with our subject matter expert. So I really invite you um, to take look of your requirement, and then impart to us. We're really happy to help you to engage more with your pain points when it comes to data processing. Once again, thank you, Miss Maggie, for your remarkable presentation, and thank you everyone for being part of this insightful journey. Again, my name is Hannah. Have a great weekend ahead. So if you do have other questions, you can email us or reach out to your POCs or person who invited you to this 1 hour webinar. Thank you
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you, Miss Maggie. Happy weekend.
Bye. Happy weekend, everyone.